All right, we've started the stream. Let me just get this set up on the announcement and we can start. I like doing these streams. Announcement and we can start. There's not enough there's not enough Dan players on OGS, honestly. And I need more Dan players, essentially. Because I get kind of bored just not playing. I'm just going to take the peaceful route this time, actually. I am just going to take the peaceful route this time. I think extending 2 is the correct move for him. Maybe I should have kicked. No. It's an interesting move. Not the one I would have made. Okay, it's also a pretty interesting move. I think Hane is the obvious choice here. It's an interesting way to... I can't do this because then he will come down this way. I think I can just connect here. And then if he goes somewhere, I might just curl here or I just ignore him. I haven't really played this variation before. I should go check on Katago to see how this actually works after the game. Because I don't think I'm actually coming out ahead. It's not bad for me, but I don't think it's great for me. Either way, we'll see. Maybe I should have connected this. I don't know. Or maybe when he did this, I should have came up, but I don't think that was good either. I think I should have just kicked and then I think I should have just kicked one and then jumped one. I think that's really what I should have done. It's an interesting move. I think this bouncing around stuff is I do think this bouncing around stuff is getting more popular. I mean is kind of the way people play now. I do actually think this bouncing around stuff's just the way people play now. It used to be a lot less common when I was playing in my earlier days. Definitely a lot less common. What do I do with this? I haven't done this in a while. Probably not the best move, but I haven't done that in a while. I'm not sure if this is the best move there is. Probably not. Just gonna do this. Get this territory over here. He might try to invade, which I would welcome him to at this point. Or he can just do that. It's not worth all that much to me right now. Yeah, here. It's a good move, but I don't think it's all that pertinent right now. It's fine. I can just do that. Okay. I don't know if that's actually a good move or not. I think I'm like a little too antsy for territory here. He can actually attack these 4 stones on top. I can't really give them up. I don't think that was a good move though. Okay. He still has problems, a little bit of a problem there, although I'm not going to use that. I don't really know what that was for. I think this extension is worth it. Do I want to do this? Probably not, right? Can definitely Hane down there and break that. But what if I... That's actually not good for me. What do I do here? Not sure what I'd do here. It's kind of a little bit of a strange game, I guess. I don't want a Hane there. I don't really want to make myself weaker, but I do want to disrupt his territory here. So I think I'm going to do this. These are not in great shape right now, but I will deal with that later. Guys, please hit the like and subscribe if you're interested. This game, obviously, my opponent is considering very, a lot of things. Very carefully on what he's going to play. That's just a weird move. Not really sure why he made that move. Just jump. He does want to do that in there. I'm just going to go ahead and do this. Even if he takes those 4 right now, I mean, it's like maybe there's a lot of points there, but it's not like critical. And it really it really depends on how well he can use the weakness of the rest of my the weakness of the rest of my stones to actually... See, I don't think that was a good move, particularly. One, because I can do this. I don't think that was a particularly good move either. And I am going to do this to fix this, because this is actually getting to be a little bit of a problem. Although not really, I guess. I guess I'll just do this, doesn't really matter. That's a pretty strong attack, actually. Now I have to figure out what the heck to do now. Shouldn't have played this move. Definitely should not have played that move. If I do this, that is basically sacrificing these 5 in here, which I don't really want to do, but then again, I don't really care about all that much. I guess I can do this. I don't think this actually works that well, though, unfortunately. For me. Wasn't a good idea by me. Definitely not the best of ideas. Huh. I should have taken the second jump instead of play up here. Definitely should have taken the second jump instead of play up there. Because this really wasn't that important at all. I really don't like doing this. But I may not have a choice. No, I can't do that. Huh. have one eye down here. Actually put myself in a really tough situation. I think this is okay. He's not going to be able to make too much of his influence here, because this is out as well. These four aren't that big. I'd rather not lose them, but they're really not that big. And I've taken his sides successfully. Plus he still has a couple of issues here. Okay. I think he's giving up on killing me, actually. That's not a good move, because I can just kill him down here. I mean, he can fix this for free, though. I'll give you that. This game's not giving me that many mistakes to exploit, and I definitely made a mistake in invading over here. But why? Why would you do that? I mean, I'm not going to Atari here and let you take those 2 stones. And it's not like you can do anything here. What's the point of that? Not really sure what the point of that is. I mean, I think he's looking at here, but I can just... Oh, no, I can't. Never mind. Do that if I stand down. He's just gonna... Yeah, I need to Atari this. Never mind. But that doesn't really solve his problem, though. There's still like there's still like a break here. It's pretty big, actually. Yeah, it's worth doing this. But I actually don't think those 4 are that critical. Like I said, it's worth like 10 points. It's not, maybe a little bit more, but it's really not worth that many points here. It's Gote. And plus this leaves this for me as well, so it's not too bad for me. I do actually think this is actually bigger than what he actually just played. Just gonna take some centes here. There's actually a decent amount of points in here. Okay, there's not much up there anymore. Let's do this forcing move over here and take these points.
Byoyomi.
This person is playing the closing game actually quite a bit better than the previous person I played. That is for sure. I don't know what's the biggest move right now. I mean, I think this is pretty big, but I would get blocked.
10.
I'm just going to do this. See if he'll answer Sente with this. Okay, that's fine. I don't really need to answer that, but I will, I guess. He's considering his closing moves much better. It's actually a pretty good move. That doesn't really matter. I'm not going to what should I do here?
9, 8, 7.
All right, come on, whatever. Don't think you really need to answer that. Mainly because there's really nothing there. Like, in times like these, like, closing moves like this are pretty important. I think this game's actually, like, no, I wouldn't say it's, like, super close, but it's not, like, super far apart. He does have a bunch of points in here. I don't actually want that, so I guess I'll do this. I don't actually think this is worth answering right now. See if I can get a sente out of this. To see if I can get a sente out of this. Okay. Did not get the sente out of that, that's fine. But I did destroy all his points. I mean, I did kind of get a sente out of this, but I wanted to connect this as well. There's this move here. It's worth quite a few. If he doesn't move there. That move. This stone is pretty big. I think that's a wrong move. Might as well just take this. Convert some of his points into mine. Always a good thing. First, we're going to do this. Then we'll top. Now, this is actually a pretty close game. It's not one where I just like pulled way ahead in the end. Because he actually played the ending decently well. Last time, a couple of times I said it was a fairly close game. It was actually not that close, but I don't actually have that many points this game. It's actually pretty big. It's actually really, really nice to have like have actually a fairly close game. There weren't like he didn't make any like really devastating mistakes. That's kind of like what I count on when I play like lower ranked players. And I also like when I play these games, I also make a lot of like moves I really regularly wouldn't make, like this invasion over here. Like his closing game's significantly better than most of the other players around his rank I've actually played. Yeah, that's actually a pretty big move. I might not actually have enough this game. This is actually a little bit strange for me. Because I think I screwed up a little too much here. He's counting he's actually counting the worth of these. He's actually counting the worth of the closing points very, very well. Huh. I think I do have to do this. I mean, the thing is, like, this is actually a pretty good game to review just on smaller points, because he might actually be ahead right now. I gave up too much in the corner. He might actually be ahead right now, because I gave up, like, way, way too much in the corner here. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this. Oh wow, he's actually pacing this right. It's actually pretty incredible. He's actually pacing this right. But I have a couple of liberties out here, so that's actually not going to matter all that much, because if I didn't have these liberties out
10,
here,
9,
then it'd be problematic.
8,
I'm just
7.
okay. I actually do need to think a little bit on this. Oh, what the heck. I feel like this guy's like a lot better than 8K actually. I feel like this guy's a whole lot better than 8K. Usually 8Ks wouldn't actually like play this game. Play this.
10,
Don't know why he did that though. I mean, I guess he was afraid of this over here. Going to leave this, I believe. Okay. It's very legitimate. And this is pretty big, actually. There's not much left. I have that connection there, so I'm not really that afraid. If I do this and he disconnects, I still think I can live here. Is that right? I think so, right? Safer just to do this
9,
first.
8.
This move he pulled here is actually, I was really surprised. I was really surprised. That's actually a fairly large move. But I was actually really surprised he actually did. Yeah, I was really surprised he actually did that move. Because that's
10, 9,
that
8.
kind of move is not
7.
one that I would actually expect an 8Q to be able to make. Man, I wish I had more like liberties here. There are like other things I can pull. I don't think he needed to go there though. I don't know what purpose that serves. I think he actually won this game. Wow. This is yeah, he played the ending he actually played the ending really well. I should have played here first. This is quite a few points here. That shouldn't have been played. That's kind of a pointless move. Yeah, it's a pointless move. I'm going to go ahead and take the Sentes here. lose like 2-3 points here. Oh crap, I think no I didn't. I still have one more. Four against three, but I do need to be careful. I think that's fine. But I actually think I lost this game because yeah, I gave up too much over there, and he didn't make any like he actually played the end game quite well. I don't think there's a point there.
Ten, 9, 8. I think that actually works, but we'll see. I don't think he needed to do that, but we'll see. I'm thinking he's up by like a couple of points. I don't really know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So 10,
29
9,
points there.
8.
30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46. 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57,
It's like 60-something points. I don't even know if I have that many. I may not, actually.
Ten, nine,
I
8,
think I lost by a
7,
couple
pass.
points. It's kind of weird.
Remove the dead stones.
Yeah, he lost by half a point. He won actually by half a point. That's really kind of weird.
Black wins.
That's interesting. I actually lost by half a point. I usually end up by winning by like 60, 70 points. So this particular thing, I don't exactly know how to play. This particular thing, I don't actually know how to play in the corner. I'm not. I think I started screwing up here because I probably should have just kicked out, and I probably should have just kicked out and done this instead. That's the one I'm familiar with. But on teaching games, I generally try to play a little different to explore different variations. I don't really know all that well how to actually play this. Now, that's a mistake. This is, oops, what happened? That's a mistake by me. This is probably the much better move. Over here, go up top. That was probably also a bad move by me. I probably should have just done this. I don't know how good that move is. It's fine. Atari, do that. Maybe I should have just blocked right now. But I think this was actually bigger. Then he does this, I do this, he does this. Pincer. This particular thing is actually pretty hard for me to answer. I might have been better just going up here and letting him take some of this. But I did this, he goes this. I'm going to go up here. He does this, he does that, he does that, which is fine. I'm going to do this and do this. See, the thing is, like, he was ahead pretty much the entire game. Atari. And then this is a mistake. I know this is actually a mistake. This is not a good move, especially with like this being so weak up here. Especially with this being so weak up here. These, like, I mean, like, I know some people are afraid of this breaking here, but I'm not really that. I'm really not that afraid of it, because if he does this, I'm just gonna do this and take these two instead. So that's not really my concern right now. That's actually not my concern. This is actually this honestly is kind of concerning to me. I don't exactly know how to play this. I know this is probably alive. That's obviously this is obviously a bad move. Like when I'm bumping up here, when I'm bumping up here. Yeah, when I'm actually bumping around up here, this is like damaging me on the outside. So these aren't really good moves for me. So this move, I might have been better off playing out here. And I probably would have been better off playing out here, because he ended up actually making more points over here. I think I'm a little too hurried to actually make eyes over here. That's obviously a mistake. That's going to be a mistake. Like, I think Katago is reading this as dead now, but he should have done this, which actually would make living a lot tougher for me.
Because, I mean, like both these kind of like heal this cut. You could also do this, which actually destroys the eye. When you're really thick out here, you're really trying to kill my group. And this move basically has no threat, whereas this move has a lot of threat. So he could have actually killed my group with that. So that's why like doing this is a bad exchange. I probably should have done this because his group here isn't like excessively strong. And there's some eye shapes out here I could actually make, although this would actually make it kind of difficult for me. I do that. He connects. The thing is, like, I'm not really threatening a cut here because you already have all this. You already have this over here. Oops. What? I hate it when it does that. I don't really know all of OGS's commands. That is basically just an eye move, and he comes out here, and then I'm gonna make. I'm actually going to make my shape alive. I'm slightly ahead here, but not by very much. So he does that. I'm gonna connect, and then he does that. I don't really know. I mean, like this move is actually not bad because it does give him like it does actually give him like these moves that actually are pretty good for his like territory and like winning and his it's actually pretty good for like later on. That's actually not too bad. He does that. I connect. Obviously, like I'm not going to do something like this and let him take these two. That's way too big. Does that. I was thinking like maybe I should just connect these two, but then like this would actually be problematic because the only thing I could do is do this, and then now he would have these four. Although that might actually be less damaging than these five. I'm not really sure. I actually think it's pretty close because I'm killing those two and there's no extra points over here. He does that. I'm gonna do that. That's basically just like something I have to do. That like I want to break his shape up here. So this is why this move is actually this move is important. But I guess there was another move that was bigger. But I think this move was pretty important. I guess this was a little too small because like he can always just do this, I guess. That is fine. That I'm gonna Hane up. He does that. I also did not expect this from him because that does actually force me to answer. Like these moves are not the type of moves that like an 8 or 9Q actually does. Like I would think of that move because I know like I'm not really in danger over here. So this move would be when I would do, but like usually 8 or 9Qs, they kind of just do this. I was kind of expecting that. I really wasn't expecting this. That's actually a pretty good move. Of course, I'm going to come up. He's going to do that. This move, I mean, yeah, your group is sort of in danger here, so I guess this is fine. There's better moves, but still, that is going to be just like closing move. Obviously, just another closing move. I don't know about, I mean, this is fine because it kind of like repairs a point, and it's generally Sente. I didn't really expect him to do this. If I do this, I'm kind of afraid of like this because I can't do that. He can just come down here. So I didn't really yeah, this probably wouldn't work out. I mean, it's not a ladder, so he might be able to capture those three. So I didn't really want to do that. So this is why I did this, which is not the best move, obviously. He does that. This is probably a mistake by me. Yes, there's stuff in here. This is a mistake this is actually a mistake by him. I think when you do this, you don't really extend because you know what I should have done. Like I think I should have just done this. I don't know how this works out for him because no, he actually wins that. Never mind. So I would have to do this, and then he would have to do this, and then I would curl here. But not giving him any of these points. Yeah, I definitely should have done something like this. Even though it would be Gote, I'd definitely do something like that. But this actually didn't come out too bad. This is Sente for me, and he doesn't have this like Sente move here. So I'm going to take the corner here. And this move, I probably should have just gone here first. That move is actually quite big. This corner thing is pretty big. And he does that. I'm going to do this. Yeah, that move is actually quite big. I'm going to have to connect. He does this. I'm going to have to connect this. He does that. That's actually, I guess that's actually where I messed up. I should have just connected this. Because I should have connected that, and that's because, like, there is very few points here. So doing this, and actually letting him do that, like, this is also another move that I don't expect an 8Q to actually make. I mean, the push, yes, but this is not one I expect an 8Q to make. Because, like, yes, like, you do die in here, but you don't really... You do die in here, but you really don't damage. You really don't damage your points in here. And doing this encloses off this space. Now it's not Sente for him because I have all these liberties out here. But like this is actually a really good move. So remember this shape next time. Yes, you die in here for this shape. This is one of those like special closing moves that SDKs should actually learn. Yes, you do actually die in here. But you're not really damaging yourself. You're not giving up any points. And then like with this stone here, you can close here because if all these liberties actually get closed, then I'm going to have to fix something in here, or like all this group is going to die. So I take the Sente. I think where he actually messed up is like when I do this, he should have done this first. I would have had to connect first, and then he would connect here, and he would have this extra move. So I think that's like a little bit where he kind of screwed up. Like he should have like forced this first, because I wouldn't trade this block just for that. That would be a big loss for me. I charge here, and then like I just took the Sentes here, but he should have like on either one of those he should have Atari'd first. On this one he should have Atari'd first as well. But he does that. I'm going to do this. That I don't understand. Like I think I would have just done that. I know he's probably afraid of something like this, and he does have a good point, but I mean that's dead, so I can't really do anything like that. I mean I think he's afraid of me. I guess like this wouldn't end up with him with him getting any points, but the thing is, like, I mean, I ended up making a couple points here too, so I'm not really sure if it was actually worth it for him. But I found this guy's endgame to be actually quite good. He didn't lose any point. He didn't lose any point. He might have actually gained a few, but I don't think he gained any actually. But he actually might have like lost. He didn't lose any endgame points to me. This is actually pretty big. When he charged here, I definitely should have just done this. That would be much better for me. Does this, that's fine. See, like the lead actually changes back and forth quite a lot. It's gonna take like this, the Sentes here. I probably shouldn't have taken that first. I don't really know, like, there's not a lot of Sente here. There's actually not a lot of Sente here, so I think this is okay. This actually, I mean, I can't do anything there. This move isn't worth anything. So that's a bad move. That's probably like 1 point. That's a bad move at this point. Allows me to get a couple of Sentes. I have to do this. He does that. Like the rest of these closing moves for him are actually pretty good. Because like this move here, I mean like it got him a couple points as well. I definitely kind of made a mistake here. I definitely should have pushed this first because that's a free point. And like in a close game, it actually does matter. Like in this one, I should have pushed first. But I didn't push. I didn't. I don't think I pushed, right? Oh, I did push. Never mind. That doesn't need an answer because I don't think this needs an answer. Even if this was filled, I don't think this needs an answer because this just self-Ataris and I can't do anything. So that was wasting of a point because I can't do anything there. So I did this, he does that. I'm going to connect and I'm behind by like half a point right now. So, and that's how the game ended. So this game was actually a pretty good example. Now, black did play a good end game, but the thing is, like, this guy was a lot better than the usual 8K. Because, like, the thing is, like, I did assume I could make up some points in the end game, but the thing is, like, I was never really behind. I wasn't really behind. If you actually look at before the end game, I wasn't really behind all that much. Like, even at this point, like, at this point, I'm actually still ahead. Like, at this point, we actually stayed pretty even the entire game. We actually did stay pretty even the entire game. So, like, he didn't actually give up any Sentes. He didn't give up that many unreasonable Sentes, and he actually played a really good end game. Now, I did actually make a lot of mistakes in the mid game, because like I did an invasion that I usually wouldn't do. And I played this kind of like weird, like I usually wouldn't do. But he actually played a very, very solid game. Much better than most 8Ks. Like, if you've seen my other like 8K stream videos or like the 3K on Fox, like I basically beat them pretty easily. I mean, by mid game the game's pretty much over, and like end game I can usually collect. And he actually made a lot of good like higher level. He definitely made a lot of like higher level moves. He actually made a lot of higher level moves, like this move. This move I knew about because I actually see Katago do this all the time with me, and it gets me every time. Like, Kata does this all the time with me, but Katago does this all the time with me, but like I wouldn't expect an 8K to actually do this, because like this is actually a really good sealing off technique, and also this actually gains points. This also gains points, and this actually gains him like 3 or 4 points in the end because I have to actually when he does this. Like when he does this, I actually have to fill in like I now have to fill in all these points. I have to fill in all these points, right? And more than that, like I have to fill in all these points, and he gets all these for free usually. So that's where like his play like really differed from most 7 and 8Ks I played against. I probably didn't pay enough attention early on, but still like. And I didn't play my end game right. Like here, I definitely like instead of this, like there's no points here. I should have definitely done this. That would have been game changing as well. So kind of like he did play a very, very solid game and a very solid end game. He did take the big spots first. I mean, I don't know if he actually saw this move in here, or if he saw like if he actually saw like this thing over here. But those are like small technicalities. I mean, like it stayed very, very close until the very end. But he did actually play a really solid end game. So please like and subscribe. I did go over the places where I really screwed up, and I did go over the places I really screwed up, and I did like some of the small picky stuff this game. So thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Hit the bell notifications button, and I'll see you guys.